Hi, this is Devin from Janus, and now you have your Janus 250 motorcycle in front of you. I want to go over the first start process. I strongly suggest watching the video till the end to better familiarize yourself with the vehicle. We'll start with the key. The ignition is up here on the left-hand side of the top plate of your forks. It is located with an off position, an on position, a lock position, and then a parking position. For normal startup, your bike will go into on position. For locking your forks, you want to turn your forks all the way to the left. Depress your key by pushing down, turn it into the lock position, and you can remove your key, and now your forks are locked to the left. There's also one other position. The P position is for park. This is good to have for roadside emergencies to be seen on the side of the road. But we must be careful that in the park position, you can remove your key, but your taillight will stay on. If it stays on too long, it will eventually drain your battery. So if you want to lock your steering column, your forks, make sure that's just in the lock position and you can take your key out. Once your key is in the on position, all the lights on your bike will illuminate. On your dash, that's on your speedometer, you have these lights here indicating the neutral light. That will light up green whenever you're in neutral. You have your turn signal, which will light up orange. You have a high beam light indicator. You also have a high beam light indicator on your left handlebar switch. And the red light is for an oil light, which is not operable on this bike. You have your odometer, and then you have your trip meter, which can be reset using this dial to turn it back. This is your left handlebar switch. You have a kill switch, which you must depress all the way until the engine is killed. You have your high-low switch. By pushing in, it will illuminate the blue high beam indicators, and when you are in normal low beam riding position, the blue lights will be off. You have your turn signal switch. By pushing to the left, your left turn signals will illuminate, and it's a center push to cancel, and same with the right. And down here is your horn button. Here is your headlight switch. The H is for headlight, the P is for parking, and the solid circle there means that your headlight is off. Headlight and parking have the exact same functions, so we suggest just leaving in the H position. If you were to turn it to the off position, your engine will not start. It kills the ignition. So always make sure that your switch is in the H or P position before you start your bike up. The last control on the left-hand side of your handlebars is the clutch lever. And for the right side handlebar controls, there is the front brake, the throttle, and the starter button. Now you're ready to put fuel into your gas tank. On the top of your tank, there's the fuel cap. You can start by unscrewing it. Our tank has a proprietary internal ventilation that requires that you do not overfill the tank. Now I'll show you on this diagram here. This is the fuel tank. Here you have the filler neck, and this is the internal ventilation system. The way the tank is designed is to fill your fuel up to the bottom of the filler neck once. That way you are not overfilling and submerging the internal ventilation system. If you overflow the fuel level on your tank, you will submerge the top of the ventilation system, causing fuel to run out the overflow and onto the ground. We suggest using standard pump fuel. Adding higher octane or additives will not increase the performance of your motor. This is a low compression motor and it's designed for standard pump fuel. Please be cautious while filling the tank that no gas or solvents end up on the powder coat. It will discolor the powder coat if that happens. We suggest carrying a clean towel with you, a microfiber towel at all times, just in case there's a spill, you can wipe it up immediately. At this point, we're ready to put the fuel cap back onto the tank. The fuel cap is machined aluminum, and it's important that you are inspecting the threads so there is no defect or debris in them. If there's any kind of resistance while screwing the fuel cap back in, do not force it. Please stop and give Janus a call. And when you're screwing it on, they are not meant to be tightened all the way down. They're meant to be snugged up. On the left side of the bike, we have the shifter lever, the side stand, and the choke. This is a 5-speed transmission motor. Has 1 gear down, 4 gears up, neutral being in between first and second gear. The side stand is located here. There is no kill switch wired into the side stand, so you must make sure that the side stand is up every time you go off for a ride. The choke is located here on the carburetor. There's 3 positions. The position farthest up is the choke is fully closed. That is best for cold starts. There's a middle position that is best for when you're warming up your bike. And once your bike is warm, after a couple of minutes, you must make sure your choke is all the way down before you take off. On the right side of the motorcycle, we have the rear brake foot pedal. We have the kickstarter, which the bike must always be in neutral while using the kickstarter. And then we have the fuel on-off and reserve valve. It is labeled with an off, being the forward position, an on, and then an R for reserve. The reserve is when you run out of fuel in the on position, you can flip it to reserve in the farthest back position, and you have about 10 miles before you are completely out of fuel. When using the kickstarter, you must fold the lever out, placing your foot on the pad here and pushing down firmly. It may take a few times to get your bike kick-started due to it needing to be synced up with your motor. On the right-hand side of the motorcycle, we also have the oil viewing window. This will tell you how much oil is in your motor at any given time. The motor must be off to allow all the oil to come down to level. The bike must be set upright, and then you can see your oil level. There is an H and an L indicating high level and low level. Make sure that your oil is always in between those two, never below the low level. The oil fill and dipstick is located behind the kickstarter, and that's simply removed by screwing it off. You can check the level of your oil just like you do on most automobiles, and that is also where you fill your engine up with engine oil. The battery on your Janus 250 motorcycle is located directly underneath the air box and underneath the leather battery box cover. Under normal use of the motorcycle, no maintenance is needed, but if you do need to charge it, we recommend a battery tender. It's important to note that there is a break-in procedure on most of the components on this motorcycle. Your front and rear brakes, they may squeak a little bit, but they will set in time. In about 200 miles, the squeaking or any noise should go away. Within the first 15 minutes of starting your bike for the first time, you may notice that your engine and your exhaust will have a little smoke coming off of them. Do not be alarmed. That is very normal, and that will go away shortly after your bike warms up. During the break-in process of your motor, you may see what we call a false neutral. That's when your neutral light is illuminated, but your bike is actually not in neutral. So be cautious of that. That will go away within the first 100 miles of riding. You must give your motor some time to break in with the clutch, discs, and also the gears inside your motor. For further details on the break-in period and break-in processes of your bike, please refer to your owner's manual. We have a detailed maintenance schedule explained in the Janus owner's handbook. Failure to comply with the maintenance schedule could compromise the longevity of your vehicle, along with the safety and your warranty. If you have leather on your Janus motorcycle, there may be times where you need to take it off. So I want to talk about pulling your leather off and also reinstalling it. All Janus saddlebags have 3 loops on it with a standard belt buckle here, and then it also has a sprung hook at the bottom. I'll show you here. This hook, this ring, will go on a small tab behind here, and you'll want to pull down and release it, making sure it has released your saddlebag. Then you will undo the 3 straps. On the right side of your motorcycle, you want to take special note that there is the taillight wiring and turn signal wiring that runs alongside the rail that your saddlebag is attached to. So when you take it off and put it back on, make sure that you are not putting the leather straps here around the wire. They go just around the metal rail. If you have a pillion seat on your Janus motorcycle, we have made it so it's easy to remove. Located in the rear of the seat, there is a wing bolt. You must remove that bolt all the way. Lift up on the back and pull out. To reinstall it, simply make sure that that plate is on that first bar up there. Place the wing bolt back through the tab and into the seat. Tighten it up firmly. Now we're ready to take off the solo seat. You want to start in a rear corner, working that leather off. And once you get one corner off, you can slide the seat over, like so, and then move the seat forward. You can see the bottom of the seat here has a front pocket, and then the corners act as a pocket to hold on to the seat pan. To reinstall the seat, you must reverse the process, making sure that you get the seat pan all the way and properly into the front leather pocket. You can take the side pocket, fold it over the side of the seat here, pull the back leather out, and this part takes a little stretching. And for that, we use a tire spoon. You can use another dull tool. We do not recommend a flathead screwdriver or anything like that. And you slowly massage that last bit over and then pull down, and you are good to go. Now we are ready for the first startup. I'm going to make sure my fuel is on. I'm going to make sure my carburetor is fully choked. Going to make sure my mirrors are in position. Turn my key to the on position. Ensure that my neutral indicator light is on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the throttle just a little bit to crack it open, and then I will start my bike using the start button. Making sure my side stand is up. I'm giving it a little bit of throttle to make sure it stays going during the warm-up process. And there we have it. Now get out and ride.
Like the night time, she rains down, looking for someone to take down.